I was reminded the other day of one of the very first lessons that I was taught whenever I decided to go into filmmaking and video production. And that is that not everybody recognizes great cinematography, but everybody notices subpar audio or bad audio. Audio can take a video from here to here. So for instance, right now you hear me, I sound kind of echoey, maybe I sound a little more distant than the camera looks like it should be, right? So let me go ahead and upgrade that in about 1 second here. So now you hear me, I sound a lot more wholesome, a lot more direct, a lot deeper, and it sounds like there's a lot more data and a more dynamic audio feed coming in. And that is because of this little guy right here. Right? This is the Shure Mv88, and it is absolutely, positively fantastic. I am in love with it. If you are an on-the-go, any type of thing, traveling musician, podcaster, vlogger, this is something that you should really look into, especially if you have an iPhone. So what it is, looks like a clown nose first off. It's the Shure Mv88, as I mentioned. And that's all it is. It is just a nice, easygoing little mic that has a couple presets where you can do certain pickup patterns. For me, I usually leave it fairly directional because I'm primarily vlogging with it. But if you were a musician or a podcaster, you could have this pick up only this way and that way, and you could have a two-sided conversation, which is kind of cool. How I'm gonna be looking at this today is I'm gonna be looking at it through the vein of more video production. I'm gonna be recording some nat sounds, some interviews, and really just putting this through its paces. So if that sounds of interest to you, come along with me and you'll see if this is really worth it.
Today we're making butter. So we're taking heavy whipping cream and we're going to beat it until it separates out into butter and buttermilk. Then we're gonna rinse the butter just with cold water. We're gonna press out all of the water that we can. Once the water that we rinse it with is clear, we'll know that our butter is done. And we're doing 2 portions. The first we're going to just mix with a little bit of salt, and the second we're going to mix with a little bit of thyme. Just like how homemade whipped cream is much more delicious than anything you can get at the store, homemade butter will be rich, creamy, and delicious.
Okay, so now you know how to make butter. My whole point with that was to show how you can utilize this mic in an interview context. So all I did was I just instructed my wife to hold the Shure Mv88 just below off camera so that way you couldn't see it. I thought it sounded pretty great. I mean, I couldn't tell the difference between that and say like a normal shotgun mic that would have been on a boom pole coming down, so I was pretty impressed with that. Now I want to go ahead and record some nat sounds around us so you can go ahead and just hear the mic by itself so you can hear how good it is. So let's go ahead and do that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to include a little bonus thing that my wife has been so courteous to do for us, which is play a bit of music for us so we can hear how it sounds on this. Okay, kiddos, get out that legal pad and pen, because guess what? That's right, it's pros and cons time. So pros, I would say this is simple to use, it's very portable, and it sounds great. Cons, it is limited to iOS, and the fact that it is $150 is going to turn away some people. Who is this for? I would say if you already have a solution, whether you be a vlogger, podcaster, traveling musician, if you already have some type of solution to record your audio, this is not for you. This is not going to improve your life that much, and the portability factor of it is not that much of a selling point for you to just replace your whole setup, especially if you already like your whole setup. This is for someone who does not like their current setup, does not have a current setup, and wants good, easy audio. The app itself is absolutely fantastic. Lots of presets, lots of ways to fully customize how this is going to pick up the sound. So if audio is a priority for you and you are on the go a lot, this is a very viable solution, especially if you do not have a solution already. If you do, again, I don't think it's going to improve your life that much. So that about wraps it up, guys. I do hope this review was helpful. I hope the samples I provided help you in your purchasing decision. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.